Well, I hope you saved your dandelion flowers, because today we're going to use them. Hey garden maters, welcome to Corner Homestead. So I hope you saved your dandelion flowers when they were out in the yard and good for the picking, because today I'm going to be making my dandelion salve. I've got the oil infused and I'm going to be making 2 different variations of this salve, and both are going to be so beneficial. So I hope you have your oil infused. And if not, I hope you watch this video to the end so that you know what to do next year when those flowers are out there ready to be shared among the bees. So back in April, I finally had picked enough to fill 1 pint-sized jar of dandelion flowers. They are very packed in there. I put in as many as I possibly could. You just fill your jar with whatever you happen to be making, this case the dandelion petals, and you fill it with your carrier oil to the complete top. You can use any type of carrier oil you want. There are so many out there to choose from. Olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil. I mean, the list is just endless. These I infused with sweet almond oil. I just think it's the best one for me. But again, choose your oil for whichever one you want to be using. There's no rules. So let me show you exactly how I'm going to do the 2 different ways of the dandelion salve. I think you're going to like this one. So the first thing we need to do is to strain our oil. When you go to infuse your oil, like I have said before in other videos, you want to infuse it, let it sit for at least a month or longer. The more, the better. Now, because I was under the weather for so long, this has actually been sitting since April 16th. And as of filming, it is exactly 3 months it's been sitting in this oil, so it should be very well infused. And of course, I brought out my trusty, very old strainer. This thing is so terrible looking. I use it just for salve making purposes. It's had its fair amount of years being used for cooking. There's no way I will use it now. Not for that. Pour it in so it can start draining. And I'm just going to leave all of this sit right like that and let it drain. It's going to need help. Just taking a big spoon and push on those petals. Look how much is going to come out. I've been pushing for a while. But you want it all of it. So after all of that, I have 1.5 cups of infused oil. You can see a few dandelion petals down there, but that's okay. But look how nice and yellow. It's beautiful. Okay, so what are the properties of dandelion salve? I am so glad you asked, because there are quite a few. But the top health benefits of using dandelion salve. Now again, I cannot make medical claims, and I am not a doctor. Do not pretend to be one. But these are the top health benefits as reported by using dandelion salve. It can alleviate pain, and it can also relieve eczema, symptoms of eczema. It can heal sunburn, and you can also use it to heal dry, chapped lips. All you gotta do is Use it as a lip balm, an antioxidant skin protector, and of course, a dry skin moisturizer. And it can improve your skin overall health. Sounds pretty good to me. Now, of course, before you use the salve, you want to do a patch test. Just take a small area, apply a little bit on there, whether it be on the back of your hand or whether it be on top of your arm. Just a small area to make sure that you're not going to have any type of allergic reaction to it. Of course, if you see an allergic reaction developing, just be sure not to use the product. I have never heard of anyone actually having an allergic reaction, but I'm sure there are some out there that possibly could, so you want to be safe than sorry. Putting the salve on clean, dry skin is always going to work the best to get the best benefit out of it. It's also going to help cut down on any contamination of the salve. That way you don't get any bacteria in with the salve by putting it on dirty skin and then putting your finger back into the salve. Could just spread the contaminant. So clean, dry skin, always the best. One other thing I cannot say enough is to use the salve in moderation. Trust me, a little goes a long way. 1 tin of this salve is going to last you quite a while. So moderation is always the best. And if you feel like you need a little more later on, who's to stop you? Of course, the salve is going to last a long time, quite a while, but you want to store it in a cool, dark place. It's going to extend the life of it even longer to give you more time to use it. When you open the salve, before you use it, always, and I cannot say this enough, check for freshness. Make sure there is absolutely no mold or spoilage on the top of the salve. If there is, you know it's time to get rid of it, and best not to use it. Okay, so because I don't have a double boiler, I'm going to be using the same system I use with all of my salves, which is just my pot with a little bit of water. Go ahead and heat it up. And this trusty old dog bowl just fits right on top, and it works perfect. So I'm going to let this get a little bit hot before I start the salve process. Okay, so our water is just starting to simmer. Put this on top. I'm going to go ahead and put in my oil. Going to see a little bit of floating flowers down there, but that's okay. So to this, I am going to put in 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. The coconut oil is just going to give it a little extra moisturizing property. Make it smell a little better too if you like the smell of coconut. I want to get it all to melt. Now I'm going to put in 6 tablespoons of our beeswax. For every 1 cup of oil, you want at least a 1/4 cup of beeswax. Now, if you wanted to add essential oils, this is where you would do it. You would just put it in with all of this. But I'm telling you, with that coconut oil and the almond oil, sweet almond oil, it does not need any more scent. It smells so nice. If you want to use this as a moisturizer, this is where you stop. You don't do any more. You would pour this right into your tins. So I'm going to pour in just enough for 2 of the tins, and then I'm going to finish making this into a sore muscle and joint reliever. Okay, so what is going to make this salve turn from a moisturizing salve into the type of salve that's going to warm your bones, provide that relief from all those aches and pains? Cayenne pepper. That's all you're going to need. I don't like spice. I won't eat it. But if it warms the bones or warms those pains and takes them away, I'll use it. So now, turning this into our sore muscle and joint reliever, we're just going to add our 2 tablespoons of cayenne pepper. Oh Lord, gonna make it turn such a red color, brownish red. We're gonna give this just a minute or 2. Oh my. So this is good enough. We're gonna turn off the heat. And we're gonna get them poured into our tins. So you can see these 2 are the plain for moisturizing, and these 4, the cayenne pepper, for that warming effect. So I'm going to tell you right now, if you add that much cayenne pepper into that little bit of salve, it's going to make a really big mess in the bottom of your dish. When you're pouring it, you're going to have a pile of cayenne pepper in the bottom of the dish. So that's why I only did 4 tins of the salve with the cayenne pepper in it. I had enough oil left in the bottom of the pan to do 1 more tin, but the problem was it was mixed. I mean, it was like a sludge of cayenne pepper and oil. So I don't want that in the salve, and I didn't want to strain it out again and all that, so I just discarded that. And the 4 tins is going to be plenty for now. So I poured a little bit into the spoon that I used. And you can see it's already starting to harden very well. It's got that nice red color to it. It just has like a little bit of it looks really red. But once it hardens, it's really a pretty like orangey red. Doesn't give you any of the tint on your skin. Let's see if it really warms. So I'm not sure if I got a little piece on my finger. I'm not sure if you can see the color. I'm trying to show you the color. I've got it on the back of my hand, and I'm telling you, it is a slight, subtle warmness. Nothing too overpowering. But you can definitely feel that it's doing something. It doesn't burn like, or isn't really cold like when you first put on Bengay or Icy Hot or any of those over-the-counter medications. And I'm not saying that this is going to work as well as the over-the-counter ones do. But if you're looking for something that's just a little bit more natural, I believe that this is definitely the way to go. A lot of people don't like to use the over-the-counter medications because of one reason or another, and I can totally understand that. But if you're looking for the natural way of going, I believe that this would probably be the best way of doing it. But it's going to give you that warming, a very slight warming sensation. And if your muscles or your joints are hurting you so bad that you're willing to do anything to try to get out of pain, which, trust me, I've been there. But it's not going to dry you out because of all the coconut oil and even the sweet almond oil that I put into it. Like I said, it's going to depend on the oils that you originally infuse it with and then what you add to it in the process. Now, of course, you can't make 100% claims that it's going to do this or that. I am not a doctor. I don't pretend to be one. So I just know what works for myself, and I try to pass it along to you in case you want to replicate it and try it out for yourself. So yes, if you're looking for the slight warming, cayenne pepper. I have not tried it, but I heard that if you add peppermint oil, it's going to do the cooling effect. Now I've had this on my hand for guess about 5 minutes. I'm telling you, I can still feel the warmth. It's not overpowering. It's just a very subtle warming feeling. So there you have it. Dandelion salve made in 2 different ways. You could possibly do a third. Take out the cayenne, put in the peppermint oil if you want to cool and stuff. You know, cooling would be really good right now, because as I make this video today, right now, it is 5 o'clock in the afternoon and it is 103 degrees outside. So a cooling salve would be really good today, really good. So I hope you saved your dandelion petals, your flowers. If not, please do so next year. You can do so many things with it, whether it be the dandelion salve, the dandelion honey, dandelion salads. Oh, I'm telling you, it's just so many things you can do with dandelions. And yes, the bees do not mind you sharing. Just don't pick them all. Save them some. You know, I do. So if you share with nature, nature's going to benefit you. Trust me. If you haven't already subscribed, I hope you take time to do so now. Love to have you as part of the community. Love to watch the garden maters grow. So until next time, I love you all. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you on the next video. Oh, it's so good. So if you want to use the salve as a lip balm or any area of the skin that you don't want to chance having that warming effect to it, like an open sore that you just want to heal, try to heal that sore. You don't want to burn it. It is best not to use the one with the cayenne pepper. But I want to show you the difference between the two. They have cooled, but they're still not completely set. But you're going to see the difference. This is the regular salve. Look how pretty that is. Golden yellow. It might have a hint of green look to it, but it's not. It is so golden yellow. The one with the warming, the cayenne pepper, the very slight warming, it's turned orangey, of course, because of the cayenne pepper. So together you can clearly see the difference. And they smell the same. There is no difference in the smell, just the color. But whether you want it natural or with a hint of cayenne warming, I think if you make this salve and you try it, I really think it's going to help you. At least I hope so. I am all about helping my garden maters. I still have cayenne pepper up my nose. Just be very careful if you are doing this version. Please be careful. I don't know how, as soon as I opened up this jar, sneeze fest. Oh my God. Do you see that mess on top of that refrigerator? That's pathetic.